All right, the Seattle Seahawks waste no time getting to the offseason. They sign 11 players to future deals. We're going to talk about what that is. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel dedicated to teams that just don't get the love nationally like they should. So we can kind of give you an outsider's perspective into your team here. We do a few different teams, but definitely teams that, that just kind of get overlooked. Seattle's being one of those teams, and we've been on it for a while. Let me know in the comments as you're watching these playoff games. Thoughts on this. I give you kind of an outsider's look into your team. Let me know, outsider's look. Do you like the Lions or the Commanders this weekend? Saturday night should be a good one. Let me know in the comments. Love it. Okay, here's what happened. The Seattle Seahawks signed 11 players to future contracts. This says, hey, we want you at camp next training camp. You're going to be one of the 90 guys, and you'll have a chance to fight for one of the 53-man roster spots right out of camp. So you can see some of the names. I've got highlighted Ty Akata, who comes out of, where's he come out of? Minnesota State or Missouri State? Or we'll get to that in just a second. I've got it here just pulled up. But a couple of guys that I want to highlight. Quentin Bohanna, defensive tackle, played for the Lions as well. Just kind of a guy that's like, man, need you, right? Don't need you to be a star defensive tackle, but it'd be nice if you'd be a nice depth piece for us. Let me know in the comments if there's somebody else that you like here. But safety, and Akata's one that appeared in 4 games, kind of was there. Same thing. You're not asking these guys to be your star players, but you are asking them to really, hey, be a depth piece for us, right? That would be really nice. If you go to him right here, Montana State, thank you. Check out this dude. Ran a 4.4 40. His 20-yard shuttle, 3-cone, broad jump, everything's like, okay. Akata's 40-yard dash time was only behind Brandon Hill among safeties who attended the combine. The Seahawks signed him as a priority undrafted free agent after his strong pro day. So this guy's going to come back. Kind of just keep an eye on him. Again, these are not guys that you're counting on, but it's just like, man, it'd be nice if you could fill up some roster spots and then we could focus on other things. Speaking of that, let's take a look at this here. This is talking about PFF put out one just draft prospect to keep in mind for every team. And I love Seattle's. Let me get to it here and pull it up. But Seattle Seahawks, I don't like the player. I'm up here in Michigan. And so Jack Sawyer. But Jack Sawyer, you can get a day 1 or 2 options, defensive end, kind of this linebacker end guy. You need interior offensive line help. We all know that and agree that we're going to focus on the offensive line. But it's weird with the offensive line. You can find gems later on. But in the first round, you could go offense. You could go defensive end, offensive line, or defensive line. You cannot go wrong there. So keep an eye on that one as well. Another one as we look, kind of an interesting spot here that I think is pretty good to see is PFF put out just kind of sneakily who was the team's most improved player and who can you look for the next season to kind of build on this momentum. You'd be happy to know it's oh shoot, hold on one second. This kind of got screwed up here. You'd be happy to know I'll just say it. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba. Drafted 20th overall in 2023. It's kind of like, what do we got? But 2024, he caught 100 balls out of 137 targets, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns, led the team in catches, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns. From week 8 onward, he had the 3rd highest grade among receivers. Everything was like, there we go. That's what we need to see because we don't know, if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, it's like, I don't know what our receivers are really looking like just because Lockett and Metcalf, I just don't know. Like Metcalf, what are you, man? I want to say you're great, but I don't know if you are. I really don't. I want to say you are, but I don't know. And then Lockett's just like, dude, appreciate everything you've done, but you're definitely getting older. That's just all there is to it. You're getting older, and I love you. I just really do. I picked that guy up on fantasy football for like 9 years in a row. He's just the best. Okay, another thing here too. Let me get to PFF put out the latest mock draft for the Seattle Seahawks, and I really like it. Let me Let me see if I can find it. Well, first of all, another thing I want to talk about before we get to that. If you look at the Seahawks cap space, they are $27 million over the cap as it stands right now. Not a worry at all. There's so much you can do. There's guys that are going to be released, contracts reworked. For example, the Saints and the Browns. Well, the Browns are $30 million over the cap. The Saints are $52 million over the cap as it sits right now. There's a lot to be done. So if you're following this channel, know that there's a lot of work to do. And the Seahawks will take care of it, I guess is what I'm saying. Don't worry about the over the cap thing. Okay, so a couple things that I think if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, you need to be excited about. You won 10 games and you had terrible offensive line play. That is what we continue to go back to on this channel. If the offensive line can get fixed, what are we doing? Defense, because here's the biggest thing. Remember, the defense wasn't good. The run defense wasn't good. You make moves mid-season, make trades, bring in Ernest Jones, boom, fix your scheme, defense is fixed. It tells me that your coach fully does get it, right? He gets defense. He knows how to – you're always going to be fine defensively with the coach that you have. Offensively, we got to get a better offensive line and a better scheme also, and that's why your offensive coordinator is gone, and you're going to be looking for – I think a run-centric offensive mind with a good offensive line. I think Geno Smith could be plenty good, but when he's asked to, hey, go be a playmaker and we're also not going to block for you real great, that's tough. But you got really good running backs. You've got the weapons on the outside. Geno Smith's just mobile enough to keep things active and do what you need to. But he's not. Nobody is good when it's like, yeah, we're not going to block that well for you right in your face and see if you can scramble around and hit plays. It's like, I can't do that. So that's what's going to be the key for the Seattle Seahawks. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, make sure you let me know if you think the Lions or the Commanders are going to win. Keep an eye on these future reserve contracts. You never know who could just be, again, a depth piece for you. The mock drafts are all over the place right now, and we'll definitely get into those. So make sure you subscribe. We'll definitely get into the mock drafts and things that are going on. So again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe because the offseason is it's going to get fun. Free agency, draft, combine, because the Seattle Seahawks are right there. That's what's exciting about your team. So let me know your thoughts, and we'll see all of you on the next one.